and writing. These are the four basic language skills made of communication effectively. In this video lesson, we are going to discuss speaking skills. Speaking skills are defined as the skills which allow us to communicate effectively. They give us the ability to convey information verbally and in a way that the listener can understand. The ability to speak confidently and fluently is something which children will develop during their time at school and something that will help them throughout their life. Children will learn English speaking skills as well as speaking skills in other languages in primary and secondary school. It is one of the most important parts of language learning, as speaking is how we tend to communicate in everyday life. Importance of speaking skills. Speaking skills are one of the most important skills we are learned, as they allow us to communicate with the others and express our thoughts and feelings. Speaking skills can be separated into formal and informal speaking skills, and we use both types of speaking skills in a variety of contexts throughout life. Informal speaking skills are important for conversation with the friends and family, helping us to form emotional connections. Formal speech, on the other hand, is necessary for workplaces, presentations, or for conversations with the people you don't know. Formal language is important as it helps us to make good impression on people and communicate politely. Four elements of speaking skills. Vocabulary. To develop our speaking skills, we first need to know the right words. Vocabulary development begins when we are infants, as we learn to describe the word around us and communicate our needs. This progress from single words to sentences when children are 2 or 3, at which point they will normally have a vocabulary of 150 to 300 words. Vocabulary development is where students understand the meanings and pronunciations of words necessary for communication. When they understand what a word means, they can check what the word or sentence means. This is so important so they can keep up conversation if they understand what the other person is saying and they know what vocabulary to say back. They are halfway there to communicating effectively. Did you know that to be considered fluent in a language, you need to have a vocabulary of around 10,000 words? Grammar. You may think that grammar is something we only need for written language, but grammar includes lots of important areas for spoken language, such as an understanding of tenses and the correct way to structure sentences. Grammar helps us to convey information in a way that the listener will recognize and understand. Pronunciation. Understanding how to correctly pronounce words is another important element of speaking skills. We learn how to pronounce words by listening to those around us, such as our parents, friends, and teachers. Pronunciation varies from country to country and even city to city. A lot of this comes from phonemic awareness. This involves understanding the small units that make up spoken language. English can differ quite a lot compared to other languages, Some phonemes might not be in English as a second language people's native languages, and the children's mind are trying to categorize phonemes in their first language. So it can become confusing. Developing their ability in English can come from playing language games and using songs and poems. 2. Reiterate rhythm and repetition. Phonics is where students start to see the relationship between the sounds of spoken languages, which are the letters and spellings representing sounds in written languages. Fluency. Fluency in spoken language is something that naturally develops as through school and college, as you are using and practicing speaking skills every day. Reading widely is a good way to improve fluency, as it introduces children to new vocabulary and reinforces their language of their knowledge of spoken language. Fluency is the ability to hear words and understand them straight away. If you see a word written down, you can read it aloud and pronounce it properly. The more fluent in English, the more interesting, exciting and insightful conversations when you can have. Types of speaking. Interactive speaking. These learning experiences build ability to use spoken language to interact with an interlocutor. The speech requires to combine listening comprehensions or reading comprehensions with ability to respond appropriately. Partner conversations. We may practice spontaneous conversations with their partner on a specific topic. The focus is on responding appropriately to what was said. For an example, variation may include group storytelling, one sentence at a time, being sure to emphasize connections to what was previously said. Then debates. We are given an issue and a position on the topic. You may practice supporting your position and responding to the opposite point of view. Rebuttals at higher levels can enhance this learning experience. Integrated speaking. A reading or listening passage is provided and create a response to the author or speaker. Dialects. At worker levels, when you are not yet expected to create the language, it may be beneficial to use scripted dialects. You receive a dialect, learn it, and they practice using it with one another. It would be beneficial to discuss alternate ways to convey the same messages. For instance, even though the dialect may say, "How do you do?" it is also appropriate to say, "How are you?" Partially interactive is one of the speaking activities that is predominantly done by some people or just one person in the interaction. For example, giving a speech to a live audience and sharing presentations. In the classroom, this activity can be done by asking one student to give a speech in front of the class, while the other listeners and observes the speaker. Listener was also asked to respond to the speech delivered when the speech was over. Non-interactive. Non-interactive is one of the speaking activities where there is no interaction in it. The speaker only needs to practice the smoothness and accuracy of the words issued. For example, when recording a speech for a radio broadcast, performing in a play, reciting a poem, singing. In the classroom also we can do. The teacher can ask the students to work on assignment at home by asking them to record their own voice using English. This aims to facilitate their speaking with the accuracy of pronunciation. Ways to develop English speaking skills. You must learn more vocabularies at first. While you are going to speak, you must concentrate on pronunciation by each and every word. You may stand in front of the mirror and talk yourself, which is one of the best practice. You must understand how language flows by listening the native speakers, like the people who are in England, US and Canada. So if you want to talk, if you want to speak more, you must listen more and practice more. And finally, some useful tips for improve your speaking skills. Listen and respond to teachers and classmates. While you are being inside the classroom, you may listen and respond to the teacher and classmates. Build your vocabulary. Use spoken language to express feelings, give explanations and describe. So while you are in the classroom, you may discuss with your friends in English language. For example, did you finish your assignment? Had your lunch? Had your breakfast? Like this, you may practice. Ask questions to increase understanding. So while you are going to ask the question, you can able to increase your understanding capability. Then participate in drama, conversations, role play, discussion and debates. Those things are conducted by our college various departments. So you may participate in those kind of activities. They also improve your speaking skills. Understand formal and informal speech. Hold the attention of the listener. Thank you for watching my video lesson. Thank you.